celebrate good times. Toast to the squad, everybody okay. We just living our best life, the best life we made. I might get a new car, they ain't issue. Tell them give me all the bells and the whistles.
So I'm sitting here, and then it's so stupid because I got my headphones hooked up to my laptop, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, bruh, and I'm hearing like a drip sound.
Okay.
And I'm going on the other side of my basement. I'm looking around for water, and it was you messaging me back. Like, man, I felt like an old ass man,
Yeah,
bro.
no, it's all good because when I did Zoom, I did a Zoom interview with Question Cody, and that was my first time using Zoom. So I'm the same way. I'm looking like, okay, how do I split the screen? How do I do this, that, the third?
Right, right. Yeah, but we all good now.
Yo,
Everything
we
you can hear me clear. Everything good.
bro, you perfect. I can hear you clear. The picture crystal clear. Sometimes that be the major thing when getting that internet connection on deck and on point. You know what I'm saying? So
Word.
everything beautiful. Well, we back, we lit, we live, and we lit. You hear me? I got a legend in the building. I got a prominent figure in Detroit. When you talk about a staple in Detroit music game, when you talk about just a legend in the hip hop community, when you talk about just a guy that's probably been on every record with every artist, there's somebody in Detroit. You talking about Fat Father? What up, Fat Father?
What up, brother?
Hey man, I appreciate you for sitting down with me for real, man.
Man, I appreciate you for inviting me, bro. Like I understand that you don't even have to care to invite me. So I appreciate the love, bro.
Oh man, but I've been following you. You might not know me from a can of paint, but I've been following your music and I've been following your artistry for a long time. So just to have this blessing is just big to me. You know what I mean?
Word, word. That go both ways, man.
Yeah,
Cause I think a lot of artists, man, they get so caught up in their moment, man, that they don't recognize the other person's moment. You know what I'm saying? And what I
which I'm.
mean, I
Mhm.
mean, let me clarify.
Okay.
I mean, like, let's say like I walk into a venue, right?
Okay.
And of course the people who I know, like, I'm gonna walk up to that person and be
Mhm.
like, yo, what's up? And we might end up chopping it up, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool, we in the moment. But this is the same time, this is a person I probably talked to a few days ago that, if tomorrow, if God see fit for me to be here tomorrow, I can call tomorrow. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But then it's that person who seeing you for the first time,
Yeah.
who walking up trying to dap you up, just want to have
Yeah.
a little conversation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But you so wrapped up in the moment, you chopping it up like if I'm chopping it up with Marv One, we in a group together. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm trying to become more aware of saying, okay, hey, let me get with you in a minute, bro. Let me
Mhm.
chop it up with my man
Yeah.
who never met me in person before, never seen me before, but has purchased every record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I say all that to say, bro, I appreciate you for having me here, bro.
Well, salute to you. And you just had a birthday, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
How
Yeah,
how does a legend like Fat celebrate his birthday? How was your birthday, and how do you celebrate your birthday? Another year of life, another year, around the world.
just with my family, man.
Okay.
Just sitting here, just appreciating life and trying to practice more of showing my gratitude. You know what I'm saying? That's why I released that.
I was just finna say,
Yeah,
wink, wink,
yeah,
hint to the.
yeah. That's definitely from the heart, man. Like that's just the show. Like, I see you.
Yeah,
I see you, and I realize that there's no me without, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of that record, I said, there's no me without you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of
Yeah.
people would think and be like, well, I mean, nah, they didn't make you, but yeah, they did. See,
And
my mother named me Shabazz. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? I created
Absolutely.
Fat Father. Fat Father would have no life without the fans. Flat
I
out.
follow you. I follow you. You know what I mean? And since you brought that up, gratitude. Let's talk about that for a second. Talk about the process of that record. How did you link up with Foul Mouth? I know he produced the record. Talk about the process and you know even choosing him for the beat, or was it something that just came across to you and it just, or you know?
Man, what it was, and it's so everything from start to finish was so organic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Me and Foulmouth working on an album that's about to come out this spring called Soccer Dad. So, and we worked on a bunch of things together. That's my brother, you know, that's my man. So
Yeah.
I always have Foulmouth beats in my computer somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So crazy, man. I'm sitting down in my studio last Monday. I'm talking about not this past Monday, but the Monday before. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to some beats. I'm vibing out, me and my son. And it just hit me. Like the beat started talking to me because that's how I write. I listen to the beat. I let the beat tell me what it, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I look at the beat for permission. Like, what do you want me to
Okay.
say on you?
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
And the beat usually tells me. Some beats don't talk to me. I know that beat don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about me liking the beat
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like if I'm working with a talented producer, the beat is maybe it's not for me.
As
So
opposed
this
to forcing a record.
right. So
Okay.
this beat started talking to me, man, and it was like, this is your opportunity to show the people that you appreciate them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So my son was getting ready to go to bed. I told him,
Okay.
I said, I'm about to sit down here. I'm going to write this, you know. So he was like, all right. We said our good nights. He went on to bed. Then I wrote it. I recorded it right then.
Mm-hmm.
He woke up the next morning. I said, you want to hear the song? He said, you got it already? I said, yeah. After I was done recording it, I sent it to Foulmouth. That day at 2 p.m., Foulmouth sent me back the mixed version.
Mm-hmm.
After I got the mixed version, I called my man Papo. I said, I need to shoot a video for this. You got time? He said, man, I got to go to Vegas on Friday, but we can shoot it Wednesday at 5 if you got the time. We met up Wednesday at 5. We shot the video.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Vegas. He came back, worked on it Monday, got it back to me Tuesday, and we released it Wednesday on my birthday.
Divine intervention. And when you say you got with him and y'all did the video, because the video out cold, by the way. If y'all haven't checked the video out, go check that boy out. It's out right now. Was that already curated? Was that something you put together, or was that organic as well?
No, everything was organic. It all came straight from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
It all was just me moving with my spirit and
Yep.
with the guidance of the creator, man. It
Yeah.
was just it was very important that I got this message out to the people. That's why it's a free download. You can stream it on
Mm-hmm.
all streaming services. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I didn't want anything for this song.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted this to be my gift to the and I don't even really like using the word fans. I like to say believers.
Yeah. Okay.
You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I get it. I don't mean that, you know what I'm saying? I know that fan is more universal. People
Yeah.
know what it is, but believers, man, because for people to believe in you
Mm-hmm.
and something that you created from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
This was, you know what I'm saying? Fat Father was something I created to escape being Shabazz.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about as a kid,
Okay.
because Fat Father, I created Fat Father in around the ninth grade. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it was kind of like, I don't have the very best life. how do I, you know what I'm saying, create something that I'm actually like motivated about. And
Okay.
of course, like music was my thing. So I Fat Father gave me a boost. You know what I'm saying? I threw that
Yeah.
other T on there. I wasn't the regular fat kid no more. I was a new
Yeah.
fat kid. I was a
Yeah.
new
They gave
kind
you
of
your cake, like, so to speak.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I get so offended when people leave out that T, that
Okay.
other T, because
Yeah.
it's kind of like, yo,
It, it's very important. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, it's
It's
kind of like you
very
got me out here naked, man. Put my, you
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
It's almost like you pronouncing my name wrong. That ain't my name. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man.
Let's talk about the beginning a little bit because okay, um, I read somewhere that you grew up. It was just mom in the house, raising three boys. Talk about that a little bit and how that molded you as the man you are today.
Man, really just I could sit and I could talk on the negative, or should I say not so great things all day. But what I will say is I learned the responsibility
Okay.
very young. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I was the oldest of those three boys. Um, so I was like I had to look out for them.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make sure they were all right. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I had to make sure my mother was all right. She was doing what
What
the
moms
best
do.
the best she could do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
With the
Absolutely.
tools that she was provided. Um so while in the storm, I was just full fight. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But I
You got
also
any
got
you got any fond and we ain't gotta always focus on the negative. You got any beautiful memories? Anyone like a memory that you can probably share from that time period that's always in the back of your head that you be like, yo, you know what I mean?
well, I'm just gonna say, well, let me say this. I ain't got
Okay.
no beef with talking about. I'm an open book, bro.
Okay. Okay.
I just said that, chopping that off, just because there's a stigma
Mm-hmm.
on the single mother, and in the black community. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted it to be known that it was a lot of wrong, but I took a lot of it and brought it to light in a positive way as a man.
Okay.
But for the most part, man, it was the lack of involvement of my father
Okay.
that created the man that you see before you.
Okay.
And that's because at the same time, my father was around. He was around enough for me to know, hey, this is my father.
Mm-hmm.
And we occasionally chop it up. We occasionally see each other, but there was no bond like I could call and tell him anything. Like,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
even to this day, that's not my first. That doesn't pop in my head. Oh, let me call my pops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we
Absolutely.
we chop it up,
Yeah.
but
It,
it's
it
it's other
it
people
still
that's
was a
close.
void. Yeah.
Yeah. So I looked for that. I found that in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
I found that in music. I uh I found that in planning and plotting the father that I wanted to be. So I can go all the way back there and say that, like, I even met my wife when we were 15 years old. And
Wow.
um
And
like
y'all
I
and
didn't
y'all and y'all been locked in ever since?
yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
Wow, that's
And
dope, man.
and I didn't necessarily know that, hey, this is gonna be my wife, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is what I did know, and this is what I told her way back then. I said, you're gonna be the mother of my children.
Wow.
Because see, my focus was on I didn't I didn't have that bond with my father.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So whereas a person who probably came up in a household with the mother and the father seeing a happy marriage,
Mm-hmm.
their goal is going to be to match that. You know what I'm saying? Or do
Yeah.
better than that.
Yeah.
My standards was like, I want a woman that I can love unconditionally, that I know would love our children
Mhm.
unconditionally, and allow me to love my children unconditionally.
Which,
So
mhm.
go ahead.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, which is funny because you talked about stigmas, and sometimes there's a stigma that that you just like your father stigma that okay because he did this or he did that and the third, not nah, I'm supposed to do that, or even if I'm doing that, that's my excuse. But you say you took it and flipped that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Yep.
Definitely. Because it was like, man, I wouldn't want my children to feel how I felt at times.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Hmm.
I felt abandoned. It was times like I felt like, well, hey, maybe this is the way it's supposed to be.
Okay.
And man, it's crazy because actually it wasn't till recent years that I really began to sort out those feelings and understand that my father didn't have the tools.
Okay.
He was doing what he was doing better than what he had.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I follow you.
So when I sit back and watch, I'm like, as long as we can have a conversation and he can understand where I'm coming from, then we definitely have room to grow.
Yeah.
Because that's what stops the growth when
Okay.
people are in denial. When
Mm.
you go have that conversation and it's just like, well, I'm your father and I don't want to hear it because this is the picture that I painted after all these years and I don't want to see it no other way. That's
Yeah.
where you stop the growth.
Like that omits me feeling a certain way because I'm looking at it through my eyes. Like that omits like how Yep.
Exactly,
Yep.
exactly, bro. So that's kind of like, if I had to go back though, if I
Yeah.
had to
Okay.
go back and change it, I wouldn't, because that would change who I became.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep. Every life lesson is a lesson to build and grow from it. You know what I mean? So I get it completely. And it
Yeah,
probably, like you said, it would have changed the trajectory of how you looked at life, and maybe we wouldn't have Fat Father. Maybe I wouldn't be able to be blessed. You know what I'm saying? To be able to talk to a legend right now. Or
yeah.
maybe you would have been a legend for some other reasons. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Right, right. That's kind of like it's kind of like when I say my father didn't have the tools. Let's just say he did have the tools. Let's say he
Okay.
had an amazing father, and he turned out to be an amazing father. But then he was also that strict father. Like, you're not about to be a rapper.
Hmm.
You're going to college.
Hmm.
You're going, not that there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I'm
Yeah.
just saying everybody has their own path. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
it's all about what you do with that path. Where are you going to take it to?
Mhm.
Are you gonna detour and try to take somebody else's path
Yep.
and then get there and not have a ticket to get in? Or you go take your own path where you know that your spot is
Yeah.
solidified
Yeah.
at the end of the road. You know
You
what I'm
know you
saying?
got a spot reserved for you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Well, and speaking of fatherhood, I know you pride yourself on being a father yourself. Talk about, since we talking about our community, this is our community. It's funny guys just did a podcast on white people, but we're gonna talk about our community for a second. And
Right.
being a father, talk about now you a father and how much that means to you, and how important that is in our community to wear that on our sleeve. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's very important, man, because what a lot of people don't realize is, and a lot do. I'm trying to get out of the habit of saying a lot. A lot
Yeah,
of people
yeah,
don't, because there are a lot of great people on the
absolutely.
same positive wave, you know what I'm saying, lane. But I say, It's very important, man. It's not only important for us to see each other being that positive figure, but it's very important for our children to see us being that positive figure. And I don't mean my children seeing me. It's important for my children to see other fathers
Mm-hmm.
being great fathers as well. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Because we are raising the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like our children are going to marry each other. They're going to work with each other. They're going to be somebody's going to be somebody's boss. Somebody's going to be um I don't know, man. It's just it all boils down to the future.
Yeah.
And we all play a very vital part in that. So it's very important in the community that we take responsibility for our part in the future. Whether it's
Absolutely.
our children, whether it's the little boy down the street. I can't disregard the little boy down the street
Mm-hmm.
because the little boy down the street might fall in love with my daughter and she might fall in love with him.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if I saw signs that he was on a bad path and I don't say anything or do whatever I can to try to guide him in the right direction,
Mm-hmm.
it could come back and hurt my child in
Yeah.
the future.
Yeah.
My daughter could be in the car with that same little boy when he get
Mm-hmm.
into a shootout.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My son as well.
Yeah.
They can turn out to be best friends.
Or
And
or it could be, you know, at his business one day, and now it's the guy that's supposed to got the yes or no to hire him, and you know that
yeah.
whole you know what I mean. The
So
yes or no is up to him. Mm-hmm.
it's very important in our community to wear it on our sleeve, man.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Well, okay, so and I want to, I want to touch on something that might be a little bit close and personal to you. I know in 2003, you mourned the loss of your brother Sam.
Right.
Talk
Yeah.
to me about that and how that affected, your outlook on life. Of course, it's a given that it probably, I mean, it's close to home, but talk about how that affected you as far as your outlook on life and, different things of that nature.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Mm-hmm.
The death of my brother, um, it it damaged Shabazz. It damaged Shabazz. It damn near killed Shabazz. But Fat Father kept him alive. And now let me explain that. Um, when I lost my brother, I escaped into Fat Father for a long time. Meaning I started to write my pain down. I started to record my pain. I was putting it into music. Then I started going on the road. I was going on tour and I was out there on the road and I was dealing with it. And even when Shabazz was out there smoking blunts and drinking liquor and staying blowed, Fat Father was working.
Okay.
Fat Father was out there building relationships. Fat Father was out there showing off his craft and Fat Father kept Shabazz's heartbeat. He was his life support.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, that very next year, um, I came back, I came off the road, and I got married. You know what I'm saying? Um, Shabazz at that point was waking up. Now it's time for, hey man, it's time for you to be a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
time for you to step into some responsibility.
Yeah.
Um, then my daughter was born in 2006. Shabazz was back
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Now you're responsible for another life.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always say my family, my children in particular, saved my life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
was that was the extra hard thump on the chest that made my heart beat at full capacity again. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So yeah, it was hard, and he died on my mother's birthday. Like he got shot the day before. Um, I got
Do
a
we know who did it, or do we know like the backstory of that, or?
well, of course, not being there, we'll never know
Okay. Okay.
everything. There's stories. There's several stories,
Okay.
but it happened in broad daylight. I mean, somebody's locked up for it.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But like I said, it's several different stories. But um, so my brother got shot, man, and my mother was on her way out of town for her birthday, and I had to make that call
Hmm.
because and we had to go into detail because they needed to do some things to try to save and stop the swelling in his brain. They needed her permission,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, or consent. Um, so she came back, he fought all night, man. I couldn't leave the hospital. But, that's when this goes back to the role I played in my house as a child. I was kind of like, I was the one who went to the parent teacher conferences, and when my mother couldn't go, or when my brothers had a problem in the neighborhood and somebody put their hands on them, I had to go whoop somebody's ass. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
the hardest question was when the doctor said, "Hey, we might have to take him off the life support because we can't stop the swelling." And my mother looked at me and said, "What do you think we should do?"
Okay.
That that was one of the hardest decisions. Um, but I had to think about him. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be selfish and just sit here and be like, hey, you know, let his head swell up as, just long as we not saying he's gone. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I just prayed
Yeah.
hard. We all prayed hard, man. And but
And he was 19 when he went home, right? Right.
yeah, yeah, he was 19, man. He was 19. And the crazy part is my son is named after him
Okay. Okay.
and acts like him in so many ways, man. And
Yeah.
and I even like I look at my son sometimes and I look at pictures of my brother and I see it.
You
You
see
know
it.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I would love to, I told my brother Jerry at the time, he was 15
Okay.
when Sam passed. And I remember having a talk with him outside of the hospital and just telling him what was really going on and that we're probably going to have to take him off the life support, but just explaining to him as best as I could at that time how life works
Hmm.
and just also reassure him that we're going to be all right and I got you. And that was that. On that day I took on a whole nother goal because I was like, I'm gonna get my brother out of here.
Yeah.
He has to go on and do great things. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But we very much still motivated and live for Sam.
Absolutely.
Um, we created a company on his behalf.
Hmm.
We're also about to create a foundation on his behalf for
Is
inner
it
city
the
children.
foundation named after him, or?
Well, it's going to be the Samuel Ford, Samuel
Okay.
Earl Ford
Okay.
Foundation. We haven't quite figured out all of the aspects of it, but we definitely know that we want to help, inner city children. And I'm not going to just say underprivileged kids. We want to help everybody that we possibly can because you have some people who have everything that they need but don't have everything that they need. Or should I say they have everything that they want,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they don't have everything that they need.
They don't have everything they need.
Right. So
Absolutely.
yeah, Sam still motivates us to this day to do great things.
Absolutely. Well, rest in peace to Sam, man. And we gonna, keep lifting that brother up, and he watching all that's good, and he watching and covering and being an angel to those who need him. You know what I mean? And so we
Word.
we gonna keep lifting his name up. So so hip hop. Let's get to the early Fat Father in hip hop when he just threw the T on there. You know what I'm saying? He just came out through the T, Fat Father. When you've been around recording professionally or been around music since about what, 14?
Like 14, 15, like I'm gonna say 15 in like a real studio.
Okay, so what gave you that? What birthed you into the music, or even wanted you to? What did you start writing poetry first and was like, yo, let me spit some bars on them, or what?
Well, I started writing poetry back in like third grade. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? And what happened is at that time, the school that I went to, it was Damon J. Keith Elementary School in Detroit.
okay,
Every year they had this like poet society or something. They would print up these you remember? Do you
yep,
remember them days? They would print up the big books, the thick
yep,
ass books.
yep.
Oh my
You know
bad.
what? Because my sister Naomi, I'm a youngin, but I remember and that's how I got into kind of writing from her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she would come home with them same books, them same thick books. You know what I'm saying? So I know all
Yeah.
about it. Yep.
So I had wrote a poem and dedicated it to my mother for
Okay.
Valentine's Day. And they picked it to put it on display at the mall. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So all the
Okay.
family was coming out to see, Bob's got his poem at the mall. That was big in the third grade. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Word.
saying? I'm flexing out here, bro. I'm at the mall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So right then was like the first lesson that, hey, I can create something from scratch
Mhm.
and 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 have people come out and see it and
Yeah.
support and
Yeah.
read.
Yeah.
Writing words costs nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
So that was like the first thing, man, and that was elementary school. Now, then around that time, man, I got a Fat Boys. I used to Fat Boys tape, man.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and
Word.
then just watching Crush Groove, man. And it was kind of like that was my first take on, hey, being a fat kid may
Mhm.
not be that bad.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now the problem was I hadn't made it to what they on TV.
Okay.
They already had a record, so I still got to go through these fat kid battles on the
Yeah.
day to day. So, but they gave me a little reassurance that hey, it's gonna be okay. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Let
It
me
it
just
it
harness. Let me just harness what I harness. Yeah, and build
yeah.
from there. Okay.
So
Okay.
then I got to middle school. When I got to junior high school is when they started really having like talent shows.
Mm.
That's when it was like, oh, okay. I started freestyling.
Starting early though, were you any good, or was it natural? Was it a natural gift, or did you have to grow to the MCD? And don't get me wrong, of course that practice makes perfect, of course. But coming out the gate, some guys just got it. You know what I mean?
I didn't. Listen,
Okay.
let me tell you something. Because around this same time, my uncle was a DJ. My
Okay.
uncle T Money.
Yeah.
T Money gave me the game. T Money had the microphone and the two turntables. So I would go to my father's house sometimes
Hmm.
and T Money would be there. And he had the mic in his room. And I'm like, yo, let me see the mic. He like, man, write a rhyme. Cause all I was about was freestyling, right?
Okay.
So I write a rhyme. T Money kept it so 100 with me. He say, "Yo, that's whack as hell." Cause I was talking about
Left out the
all
room.
of the
Just
I was talking about all this gangster shit that I hadn't seen, and and T Money was like, "Man, you gotta be real, man." You know what I'm saying? And
and I
that
was gonna ask you that because the music that you make right now is so thought provoking. Even if you painting a picture, a story, or even if it's something that's gonna touch souls. So I was gonna ask you what was the conscious decision that made you say, okay, instead of I'm cold. I could easily rap about the cars and the jewelry and the money and the boastful things. But let me go ahead and switch gears. What made you, you know what I'm saying? Is that it was it
well, he was definitely a component. He was definitely um a motivation behind it, but
especially
it
growing up in Detroit where, you know what I'm saying? We know where we grew up where, you know, we see the good, but then we see what's on the other side too. And growing up around in certain environments. So what made you say, "No, I'm gonna switch gears"?
well, you know what? I actually it wasn't really about switching gears. It was
Okay,
about more so I began to paint with the paint that I had.
got you,
Now, as I grew, the paint grew,
got you.
the colors grew.
The
When I
canvas expanded.
Yeah, when I started
Okay,
getting out there, when I started getting in the streets, when I started hustling, when I started running around and seeing different things, you know
hmm
what I'm saying? When
hmm
I bought my first pistol, now I can rap about guns. I
yeah,
really had them. I started
yeah,
to have them. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like it just began to be like, okay, I'm painting with the paint that I have in stock.
Yep,
You know
yep,
what I'm saying?
yep.
But I always made my best attempt to be 100% organic with
Okay,
everything. And
okay.
that's not to say some songs we just had fun. Hey,
Yeah,
just go in
yeah,
there and do what we do. But for the
yeah.
most part, I never compromised me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very important to me at the end of the day.
Okay.
Because when, even now to this day, when my children go back, when I'm no longer on this earth, and my children go back and listen to these records, they can hear me honestly talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do it for right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, yeah, it's very great to sell records. I love and appreciate everybody that buy the records. I
Cause
really do.
it's nothing like when as a kid or even as an adult when you go back and look at them old photo albums. Go and look at them old photo albums and then you can envision. But it's nothing like you say for your kids when they come up. Not only do they have the photo albums, but not now they have the audio to go with it to see. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
I understand. Yep. Yep.
And I included them as well. Like when you look on album covers,
Mm-hmm.
you can basically listen to my catalog, look at my covers, look at my videos, and see my children grow up.
Yep. Yep.
You can,
Yep.
and that was just the idea of who I wanted to be. Like everything that I am today was the idea of who I wanted to be. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took me some time to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? I had to grow. I
Mm-hmm.
had to experience things. I had to see things. But man, I'm 100%
Yep.
satisfied with
Yep.
who I've become.
Amen to that, man. Amen to that, good brother. Well, shout out to Marv, shout out to Gordy, Van Dyke. I had the pleasure. I got a whole bunch of homies, this Van Dyke homies. So I had the pleasure of meeting Gordy on a numbers of occasions, you know what I'm saying? And me just being a fan of true MCs. I was over there for one thing, right? And the
Right.
guys that we was over there for one thing, they not even knowing in the back of my mind. I'm like, yo, I'm over here with King Gordy. So talk to me about Fat Killahz. How was that formed? And talk. Let's get back to Fat Killahz a little bit.
Well, that still goes along with when I decided to be that different kind of fat.
Okay.
That new kind of fat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, of course, this was years later, but just stepping on the scene, now being considered one of the dope MCs on the scene, or up and coming dope MCs, it was like a sense of pride now. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
my man Big Cobb, may he rest in peace. He was always pushing me out there like, yo, man, you about to do this, or you'll have it on lock. And because, man, I would go freestyle for hours.
Okay.
Anywhere you can point out something on the wall, I would freestyle about it for hours. You know what I'm saying? But Cobb hit me up. He said, yo, I met this dude. Y'all around the same age, man. And he reminds me of you.
Okay.
Y'all both be feeling yourself. And y'all both fat. And y'all both have skills. So he introduced me to this dude outside the Lush Lounge.
Okay.
He said,
damn,
hey, man.
Okay.
This is Marv One. I meet this dude. I don't even hear him rap. We don't even hear each other rap. And I say, you know what? Man, we should be the Fat Killahz. We some Fat Killahz. Like, and it just became a running like joke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, prior to that, at my man Cobb house, a couple of his homeboys bring through this super weird guy who was also fat.
Okay.
And this was Gordy, right?
Okay.
Now, this is a house full of MCs.
Yeah.
He steps in there and get to going off the wall. So everybody in there is like territorial. They're like, yo, man, everybody, he ain't really that dope. But I'm sitting back like, no, fuck that. He that dope.
Yeah.
Like, man,
bullshit.
He said, I remember he was rhyming, and he would always be doing these hand motions. Like, I ain't never seen no shit like this in my life, right?
Yeah.
And he's in there, he's like, I'm more paranoid of smoking true gans than sitting in a raid house with two friends who swear they just spotted two blue vans. I say, shit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
when me and Marv talking this shit about, hey, we gonna be the Fat Killahz, and I'm like, hell yeah, and we need to holler at King Gordy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was down, right?
Okay.
So now it's still like a running joke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we actually getting a little serious about it. But at the same time, Gordy trying to establish his shit, his solo shit, and all of this. So we at this spot called the Millennium AD one night.
Okay.
And it's packed full of MCs. Everybody kicking this grimy as hell in the Millennium AD. And my man Obi Trice walks in. But
shout out to Obi.
Before Obi Trice walks in, this fat motherfucker walks in before him with this big ass birthmark on his face. And his arrogance is just there. Like he know he's that nigga. I look at Cobb, I say, he needs to be a Fat Killer. That was like the last
early
piece of the puzzle.
Yep.
So my man Cobb put it in motion, arranged for all of us to kick it, bro, and the rest was history.
The rest was history.
It's history. It came together. That's why they always called me the leader, because it pretty much just started off with an idea, man.
Yeah. And formulated into something something that's really timeless, like really, because you know, I got a lot of people. One of the questions that one of my homies told me to ask you. Now, you know, this reunion season where they revamping, relooping, redoing everything, right? Is there talks about another Fat Killahz reunion, or can we expect another? You know, even if it's a single, you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I really can't say. I can't say what won't happen because again, I believe in sometimes we don't have a choice in where the spirit takes us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But right now I'm in a whole nother place.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
I'm in a whole nother place, even just mentally.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's like that recipe for that time, it was cool. Like you talking to a brother who loved ice cream. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I loved ice cream. I'm talking about regular ice cream with the dairy in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't eat dairy no more. You know what I'm saying? It was good. It was good for when I did. I have no complaints. You know what I'm saying? But I don't eat dairy no more.
Hey man, that's just like some of the greatest movies that you've seen. Some of the greatest movies that's out there. It's like, yo, we didn't really need a sequel to that. Like some things is just, you know, we didn't need a part two. We didn't. Let's just leave it as it is, you know, and let's enjoy it. We can still go back to it. It's not like it disappeared. We can still go back to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then
so I understand.
And then sometimes people do these reunions and it ruins the legacy. Like Michael Jordan.
Say that.
Like and I ain't even gonna say it ruined his legacy because he was always bigger, but Jordan could have that like people act like that him playing for the Wizards never happened.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We didn't even need Wizards Michael Jordan. Like never. Retiring with that fadeaway, with that shot, that was it.
Yeah.
That's all we needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, hey, man.
Yeah.
Like Hova say,
we
man.
didn't even need baseball Jordan, to be honest with you.
We did. We didn't. Well, the NBA needed baseball Jordan, though. They needed him to go do something else for a minute to shit quiet down. Yeah. But yeah, man. So I would much rather, because people have these expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Like people expect you to make them feel like you made them feel 15 years ago.
Yeah. It really be, when we ask for reunions, like you just said, it really be like a selfish thing. Like, you know, I want y'all to reunite. So like you just said, I want y'all to reunite so I can be how I was. And
yeah. and you might not even be there no more. Because guess what? I know a lot of people who was listening to some of those songs back then and like, yo, they hard. These niggas hard as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But now they done grew up.
Yeah.
Now they got families.
Yeah.
Now they got kids. Now they got daughters. Cuff Your Bitch might not be a dope record to you no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can't.
Run, bitch. Can't you see I got a gun, bitch?
Yeah.
That might not be cool to you no more.
Yeah. I can't take that on the road trip with the family.
Right, exactly. and now you want me to do this shit today, but I'm grown ass fat father. You know what I'm saying? I still got my 4-5 on my hip.
Yeah.
But you gotta do something to really make me take it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still beat your ass.
Yeah.
But I have to be able to justify beating your ass with my spirit.
When once it's said and done, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that same dude might not mesh with a dude on a record talking about fucking goats.
Yeah. I mean, but Fat Father, the content can change. The content can always.
Well, no, King Gordy is still King Gordy. Have you not? Are you not following King
No,
Gordy? He is very much so
He's still
still King Gordy.
the king of horror. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
you know what? He took up the horrorcore shit.
Yeah.
Worked for him, like going deep down that shit. That's his shit. Hey,
Yeah.
if that's your path, that's your path.
Yeah.
But I've always been on. It's kind of like watching Jay-Z. Like sometimes niggas be mad at Jay-Z, but we watched him grow up.
Mhm.
That
Yep.
and that's all it is. That's not a
You're not
bad
gonna get
thing.
Life and Times of Sean Carter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How can he say that when he's been fucking flying on private jets
Yep.
and got a
Yep.
fucking yacht, and him and his wife are certified billionaires? How can he still be dope dealing Jay-Z? Biggie said, I can't rap about being broke. I'm not broke no more.
As dope as the MC Pusha T is, I think that's why he get a lot of flack from, individuals, because it's like, yo, we know you ain't sold. We know when the last time you sold a brick, or when the last, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had a good music right now. It's like, and I know it's entertainment, but it's like, I still gotta believe you at some.
Yeah, like I need to believe you, and that's why I still fuck with Jay-Z, because I believe you.
Mhm.
There's a possibility you still can have money in the streets,
Mhm.
but the fact that you present yourself how you present yourself, and I believe you, that's a big part of my entertainment, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like if you go be all the way gangster MC, I need to believe you. I just can't be like, man, that's just entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, I need, and that's just me, man. You know, that's why I really, man, like the cats like Kendrick Lamar, Sci-Hi the Prince. Oh my God.
That's another one. Slept on.
Man, that's one of my favorite MCs, because Sci-Hi speaks from a perspective that if you really look at it, you don't know where he at, but you know where he at. You know it's organic.
Absolutely.
Like No Dope on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit is classic, man.
Yeah.
Classic, man. Watch it.
For his mind is out of this world, bro. And the ones that know, they know.
Yeah, man. And even my man Royce 5'9", man. Royce is, nobody has been consistently rapping better than Royce for some years now.
Absolutely.
He is very consistent.
Yeah, he's the rapper's rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, we're watching his growth, and it's amazing when you look at the dude, that the man that he has become. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When you sit back and you watch this, and when I watch him, I feel so good for his family and for his children, man. Because this is like, right now, Royce is spreading the icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? His kids can look and say, damn, daddy journeyed his path and made it through. He got through the dark nights. He kept pushing. He saw the sunlight ahead. He kept pushing. And now look where he's at. He's reaching out to other people, helping other people. He's being the light that he was walking towards. Like, that's, bro, I applaud that, man. Much respect. Salute to Royce, man.
Well, you yourself, you've collaborated, featured with a lot of dope MCs. This from the Royces, from the Connivers, from the D12s, from the Rose Spits. Miss Corona. Shout out to the Queen, Marv. Who was your favorite artist to work with? As just a collective.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna say, like, I can't even really say because it's like with everybody, man, we made our own baby. No homo.
Okay.
Um we
Okay.
we
Yeah, yeah.
we, we made our own baby, man. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We created something that was not like the other one. But I can say one of the most memorable ones was I did a song with Guilty Simpson, uh Sean Price and Rock Marciano.
R.P. Sean Price, man. Okay.
Yes, yes, indeed, man. And I remember, um, I sent Sean, I sent him I inboxed him on something, man. It might have been Twitter, it might have been something. I mean, we knew each other, you know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
he was really cool with my man Black Milk, Guilty Simpson, and my man Hicks Murder.
Okay.
So I met him through them. You know, when he would come up here and they'd be in the studio or whatever, or I would go to a show. So I messaged him. I didn't call nobody and say, give me Sean Price number because
Yeah.
I don't like putting that pressure on cats because some
Yeah.
cats don't like the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he actually got mad because I messaged him.
Yeah.
Like, yo, call me. So I called him. I'm just like, what up, though? He like, man, what up, man? What the fuck you messaging me for, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? He basically was like, man, we family. And I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, I didn't know, but what's up,
Yeah.
man? You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I mean, I knew, but I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So he I sent him the beat, man, and he sent me back the verse, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, yo, that's crazy. Same thing with Rock Marciano though. Like these cats I just reached out to and we, you know what I'm saying, whatever business we took care of, it was simple. It was cut
Yeah.
and dry. Hey, this is what we need to do. This is what you need to do. Boom, let's make it happen.
And it happened. You know what I mean?
And it happened all
now,
day,
now,
man.
right along with artists, you work with some dope producers. Like I say, shout it out Foul Mouth. You've worked with Drugs on Veterans Day. You and Drugs thinking about hooking back up on a project or what?
Man, drugs. We made mention of doing some work. Of course, everybody, we both been doing our thing, been on our grind. But yeah, man, drugs is a cat who I really think is underrated out here. His
Absolutely.
his versatility is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He can make the classic boom bap beat to the trap beat to the beat you can hear on a R&B soul radio station.
Mm-hmm.
So I would always welcome an opportunity to work with drugs beats. Chains, my man Chains is
Mm-hmm.
another one because
Okay.
Chains did I did Fatherhood with Chains. Chains is another one that's very underrated out here. Then you have Peace of Mind. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you hear. Peace of Mind is another dude. So a young cat right now though, my man Blizzard.
Okay.
Blizzard, oh my God, man. You know when I say the beat talk to me and I
Yeah.
listen, man,
You
Blizzard
you
is
go
sent
back
me.
to making these faces when you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
man.
know that face
Blizzard
you make when
Blizzard will send me a beat, man, and me and that beat will sit up and have a full conversation, bro.
Okay.
Like, so yeah, man, and salute to all the producers, man, because I think in the age of, hey, I can take this instrumental from YouTube and two track it. In the age of two tracking, the producers really got overlooked.
Mhm.
They really got taken for granted. You know what I'm saying? Shit, being a man, I can honestly say there was times when I took producers for granted.
Mhm.
When I took a beat off YouTube and just was like, yo, that's dope, man. I mean, of course it was like it said, hey, free beat,
Yeah.
whatever. But I also had to grow to realize, damn, that just mean, hey, go ahead and rap to it, but shit, make sure I get all of my credit. Make sure they know who and that's something I had to really grow up and see, like, damn, man, just as much as I'm sitting here writing these rhymes, and then I upload this song and I enter my name in there, and then I press the submit or publish or release button.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
just as much their song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're creating the foundation on which I'm laying the brick.
Absolutely.
So just shout out to all of the producers, man. All of the producers that I've worked with. I just want y'all to know I appreciate y'all like dearly, man.
Yeah. What shout out to them, and your latest full-length project was King Father. You want to tap on that a little bit, tell me your vision behind that project and creating such a dope album?
King Father was like first let me give you some background. It's crazy, man, because King Father was supposed to be the next album.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be Soccer Dad, King Father.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it could have went either way.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't feel like Soccer Dad was ready yet.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We still had to tweak a few things. But King Father, that was growing up. That was a growing album. That was me saying, hey, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here. I welcome everything that comes with being in the middle of raising two wonderful children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because now I have teenagers. I have two teenagers. So it's kind of like King Father was saying, hey, I'm here. I've been here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm going to still be here.
Yeah. That's that
you
stamp. Right.
Whereas Soccer Dad is kind of on the same lines, but Soccer Dad is a little bit more raw.
Okay.
Soccer Dad is showing that raw side of me. Hey, I will fuck you up about mine.
Yeah.
Don't heckle mine while they playing on the field. I will slap the shit out of you. it's more of a, hey, guess what? If my kids gotta eat, I'll be a dope dealer today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So Soccer Dad is me like showing the world that I'm not ashamed of how I support my children in any way. Because when you a parent on that soccer field or whatever sport your child play, all fucks go out the window.
Absolutely.
You don't care how stupid you look with a big ass sign.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care how crazy you sound talking to the ref.
I was gonna say most cases you right next to the coach. You on sideline.
Yeah.
On sideline with the coach, you know.
You will see parents buck at a soccer game.
Yeah.
Shit gets real. So that Soccer Dad is like I said, it's on the same lines as King Father, but I'm over there with that coach. Like, hey, my kid better get some time on the field.
Yeah, you nose to nose, like, so to speak.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I work with some dope. That wasn't a one producer project. Like I got some production from Marv One on King Father, my man Blizzard. Who else? Oh, my man Scud One. That's another producer who is amazing. My man Scud One from Chicago. Who else? Foulmouth, of course.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And Jeremy Ford is a cat who did the song Growth for me. And he's from New York, man. And Jeremy is actually and it's funny because my brother name is Jerry Ford. And I met Jeremy Ford. And our birthday on the same day. And that shit was like, when he sent me that beat, it spoke to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. King Father, I love King Father. I got a chance. Oh, shout out Trox too. Trox did a beat on there with me and my son. The We Go Hard joint. And that's another thing that was dope about King Father is my son, I had that forever. He's on wax.
I was gonna say, do you see them getting into MCing, or do they show signs of wanting to carry on the torch?
Oh, my son does.
Okay.
Well, listen, he'll be 13 this year. He'll be 13 years old, man. He has a full studio of his
Oh
own.
wow. Okay.
Um, he plays saxophone. Uh, he produces. Like, and I'm not talking about he makes bullshit beats that I just tell him is dope.
Right,
I'm
right.
talking like somebody will send me something like my man sent me a beat. We starting to work on this project. I sent the beat to my son. I said, I need a hook for this.
Mm-hmm.
He recorded the hook, sent it back to me. Like he has his own everything. He works on Fruity Loops, Studio One, Pro Tools, Logic, everything.
So yeah, he tapped in.
Oh, he tapped in for real. DJ Oreo, man. He like I said, he's on the King Father album, on the We Go Hard joint. It's a video out there for that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, y'all make sure y'all go check that out. Let's talk about influences, Fat Father, whether past or whether present. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we've been influenced, and sometimes we, as the world turns, we still get influenced. Who influenced Fat Father, musically? Just when you take a step back from yourself and you be like, yo, all right, let me, you know what I mean?
Uh, Definitely Ice Cube. Ice Cube, and like I said, the Fat Boys. Um, but it was Ice Cube back in my early years. It was like the Ice Cubes and the LL Cool J's,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying. Then moving into, because you got to think, man. I was born in '80, so I was really just starting to get. I was heavily influenced by West Coast music.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? When
Okay.
the cubes, and then I moved into like DJ Quicks,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then I saw Biggie, and it was like, yo, it took the fat shit to another level. Like I think I was able to identify more with Biggie kind of than the Fat Boy. I love the Fat Boys, but then when Biggie came out, what he was talking about, I can walk out on my porch and see.
Yeah.
So it became more relatable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was almost like in your own backyard type.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So then that's what my focus kind of somewhat shifted to the East Coast
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. And then with the Wu-Tang movement, it was all like, oh, okay. This is straight from the street, gutter, like, yeah, but so I don't know. Out of all of that though, I guess I would have to go back to Big. Like Big was, man, he was that guy. He was that guy. It wasn't no, and I hear young cats say when they listen back now, they don't understand the hype. And what I always tell them, but this is what I tell them. We're still talking about him, and he's been dead longer than you've been alive.
Yeah.
Right there, that
Or if you a cat that's saying that and you really want to do your homework, just listen to the timeline and you will understand why he was that guy when he was that guy. If you follow the timeline of hip hop, you can understand. You know what I'm saying?
but even still having a conversation about this man that died when he was 24. He was 24. There are people who are 40 that died last year that nobody talks about anymore.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Lil Wayne is still alive, and I don't hear people talking about Lil Wayne like they did 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for us
Absolutely.
still in 2021, still be having a conversation about, man, Pac and Biggie, they really went, bruh. They've
That
been
says it
gone
all.
since the mid 90s.
Mm-hmm. 96,
Flat out.
97. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy,
Yep.
man.
Absolutely. Well, real quick, Fat Father, I like to ask these, little questions to get deep. I like to talk about music and start from the beginning and all that, but then I like to, just deep dive into the person's mental. What's Fat Father's biggest fear? And it ain't whether it's musically, whether it's life, whether it's what's your biggest fear?
Um,
Are you
dying
okay?
before I have the opportunity to give my children all of the tools that they'll need to survive.
Okay. Okay.
That's my biggest fear. That's why the conversations that I'm not able to have or that I don't feel will resonate right now.
Hmm.
I mean, because we can have conversations all day,
Hmm.
but until they're knee deep in that adult fight out there in that world,
Yeah.
sometimes it really don't hit like that.
Yeah.
I try to put as much as I possibly can into my music so that they'll be able to go back and listen, so that they'll be able to watch and see. But I mean, of course, I would like to be here in the physical. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Absolutely.
out here busting my ass now, trying to get healthy and working out. Bro, I done lost damn near 100 pounds in a year. I've
And
been
salute to that, bro. Salute to that.
I've been on a serious grind, but
Hmm.
that's my motivation behind it. That my biggest fear is leaving here before arming them with everything.
Okay.
So we have talks every night. Every night I kick it with them. I ride, we kick it. Um, just about real stuff, just about expectations from other people, how to carry yourself, how to dream big and follow through big, how to set goals, how to obtain the different components and tools to achieve those goals. So it's always on my mind, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's big. And two more things before, I let you go. Cause again, man, I appreciate you for sitting down, talking to me, even if you spent, 10 minutes with me, man. I appreciate every moment. What's the, out of the illustrious career you got, you know what I mean, and working with a lot of people and being an influence to a lot of MCs out there, what's the most gratifying thing of it all that you've received out of it? Whether it's an accolade or whether it's just knowing, yo, I did that. You know what I'm saying? What's the most gratifying thing of it all for Fat Father?
Man, it's so many.
Hmm.
Oh my God. It's so many, man. Um, Man, it's so many. I could
Yeah. Give me
I could
one.
go oh my God. Well, I'm gonna say this.
Mhm.
Like I said in the song Gratitude,
Yep.
I ran into a dude, me, my man Catchphrase, my man Gypsy, uh, and Red. That's a group called Street Justice. Right? We was in Cincinnati. It was some years ago and we were outside of our hotel and ran into a cat and we was just talking about they had lost their luggage, the airport lost their luggage or whatever, talking about the cats we ran into. They were from
Hmm.
Buffalo, New York. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? So they got to asking us. We were all there for a music festival. They got to asking us where we were from. We got to kicking it. Cool as hell, man. Um, then when we say we from Detroit, they say, nah, y'all not from Detroit. What y'all know about Detroit? We said,
Okay.
what? What you know about Detroit?
Yeah.
So they get to running down this list. Man, come on, Guilty Simpson, man, Fat Father, man. And I say, hey, now you gotta remember, this ain't during the time with Instagram and all that.
Social media, you could just,
I mean,
yeah.
it was social media, but it was very like MySpace moving into Twitter.
Yeah.
It wasn't about pictures
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying? So I say Fat Father. Y'all know Fat Father. I'm fucking with him at this point. They say, well, no, we don't know him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know his parents. Like, but yeah, we
Yeah.
fuck with
Yeah.
Fat Father. Like, word. Nice to meet you, man. Fat Father, man. They like, yo, man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
So I popped the trunk on them,
Hmm.
and I got like CDs. Like I said, we there for a music conference or festival or whatever. And dude just bought a copy of everything that I had. I had like 7 projects in the car,
Yeah.
like mixtapes, all kind of Fat Killahz stuff. They just bought everything. You know what I'm saying? So then I had on this Fat Killer shirt, which was like the first T-shirt that we ever had made.
Okay.
And he was like, "Yo, man, you ain't got no more of those shirts." I'm like, "Nah, man, this it." Now this shirt done been through the whole day of music festival, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
ketchup on it. It's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
grease stains.
Yeah.
He said, "Can I have that shirt? I'll buy it from you." I say, "No, man, you ain't gotta buy it." I just took the shirt off, gave it to him. He gave me $50. Just he wanted to. He
He
wouldn't
wanted the
let
shirt.
me
Yeah.
walk
He
away.
wouldn't refuse. Yeah.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? But my
Yeah.
man, Big Proof, may he rest in peace. Big Proof said,
Mm.
man, always, always get the fans what they want,
Hmm.
as long as you're not compromising you by doing it.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that always
Absolutely.
resonated with me. As long as they're asking me to do something that is within the limits of Fat Father
Uh-huh.
and that I'm able to do, why not?
Yeah.
Like if this gonna make your day to have my autograph right now and have my autograph on this wrinkled piece of paper, why not? If it's gonna make your day to say, uh, hey man, can you take this picture with me? Like, why not? But this
Yeah.
dude just so happened he just wanted a t-shirt. He wanted one
That's
just
it.
like this. And I was like, here. He gave me the 50 and he was happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
care about that t-shirt, like to the point that he cared about it.
Something that he can remember and he could tell his
Yeah,
kids. I don't know if he got,
yeah. So, man, catchphrase and them had went back in the hotel. I come walking through the hotel just shirtless.
yeah.
They, yo, where the hell your shirt? I'm like, man, look, my man had that much love for me, where he wanted to buy the shirt that
Dope,
I
man.
had on. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that right there was very gratifying, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dope, man. Dope. Well, Fat Father, okay. Before you go, I know you said you got the project coming out, Soccer Dad, and you also with Miss Corona and the young lady, I forget her name.
Jackie B.
Jackie. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to those two queens. Y'all got the two queens in the Fat Guy podcast. You want to touch on that a little bit?
Oh yeah, man. Two Queens and a Fat Guy. We just released our second episode. You can listen wherever podcasts are available. You can watch on YouTube. But we just basically wanted to create something, man, that brought real issues to your living room. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we just like to keep it 100%. We don't even edit our shit.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
even like if we fuck up on the intro, we don't give a fuck. We don't
I
care.
love that, man. I'll be over here crying.
Like we just be like man, I think we recorded one. I looked up the intro and I just simply ducked down and raised
Yeah.
back up like it was a whole new day. Because
Yeah.
man, that's real life. You got to think about it, man. When you sitting there having a conversation with somebody or you walk into the living room, if you be like, hey, whatever, and you mess their name up, man, you're not able to edit that shit. You're not gonna walk back outside and then walk back in and do it from scratch. So we try to keep it organic. We keep it organic 100%. So when we sitting there talking, just know that we kicking it and we giving our true feelings. None of this shit is edited and moved around. It is what it is, and that's all we want to put on the table. We're not trying to sell you shit. We just trying to engage in real conversation about what's going on in the world. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You go laugh, you go think, you might cry sometimes, but
Yeah. Yeah.
this is really like the Two Queens and a Fat Guy podcast is like a gathering of family and friends, and everybody is welcome.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you once again, Fat Father. Again, I can't salute you enough, man, because like I say, you been a big influence on who I am as an MC and who I am as a writer and just creativity as well. You know what I mean? And I've been following your career for a while, so I just appreciate you tapping in with me.
Hey man, I appreciate you having me for real. I can't say that enough, but just even wanting to have me on and you saying that I influenced you, and this is all based on something that I created when I was a teenager and seen it through and grew it and built on it, and you know what I'm saying, brought
Yes,
it to
sir.
the light, man, and to know that it motivated you in any kind of way, bro. I'm humbled. So thank you for listening and thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's Fat Father with two T's. If you're looking for his music, it's on all platforms, all digital platforms. Just came out with that video and single Gratitude. So make sure you go get that because that boy is dope. And once again, man, I salute you.
Salute, brother.